Hi everyone, my name is Genevieve Spiteri and I'm so excited to talk to you today about my experiences being an ICANN mentee and the programs in my life now that I am a mentor. I have done a version of this speech in 2023. That was the year that I was in year 12. As I explained then, my year 10 experience was pretty difficult. Oop, I forgot to put my introduction slide. It was 2021 and we weren't in our classrooms very much. We had to go home for a bit, come back to school on and off throughout the whole year. This was so disruptive and it significantly impacted my ability to study and complete work, as well as limited my social interactions, which meant I was struggling to make and maintain friendships with other people. I even finished the school year at home because I was in isolation for being a close contact. Sorry. Anyway, that last one is a video that I posted on my private social media the last day. As you can see, I'm so happy. Well, I did it. I finished year 10. Not very happy. But you know what comes after year 10? It's the start of VCE, year 11. I was alone, sad, and terrified of the new situations and environments I was in, and I definitely did not know how to study. I'll be so honest, you kind of need to study for VCE, as the VCE stall will probably tell you. You do need to learn how to study. So there I was, starting VCE with basically no friends, zero study skills, and lots of expectations from my school. If you haven't done VCE, I'll explain why this was very difficult for me. When you're studying a VCE subject, it's a bit different to the way that I was used to learning. You have lots of SACs, or school-assessed coursework, that you have to complete so that VCA, the people that run VCE, can assess how much of the unit you are learning and understanding. These are frequent and are like little exams during an otherwise normal school day. They're essentially very important, kind of disruptive tests. This might just seem like a little bit annoying to some. A lot of neurotypical people are just like, oh, that's like fine. But to others like me, this meant that on weeks where I had SACs, all I was thinking about was that SAC. And I was barely able to concentrate on my other subjects. And in VCE, the lessons are structured very carefully, so you learn as much as you can in each individual class. If you miss a class, you need to catch up on your own time. And look, exams are very hard for me. When I am in an exam or in another task where I need complete focus, I get very nervous and about the quality of the work that I'm completing. As I set very high expectations for myself, my brain starts to wander and I forget everything I have ever been taught. Like if I ask you, what is your favorite movie? If you aren't always thinking about your favorite movie, you probably have no idea what your favorite movie is. Like you know that you have one, but you don't know what it is. Like, unless you're somebody that constantly thinks about movies, you're probably not going to remember. My favorite movie is Glass Onion, but I can only say that because I wrote this in advance. And I have a meticulous Letterboxd account, so I know exactly what my favorite movie is. This is what it's like for any form of knowledge test or exam for me. I know I've learned that piece of information. You know you have a favorite movie, and you know that you could probably write about it, but it doesn't come into the front of my mind, and this then makes me more nervous, and then the exam is over, I didn't perform to the best of my ability, and that makes me more anxious for the rest of the day, and then the next SAC that I have to do. And on top of all of that, again, my school didn't know how to properly support me for my SACs because they didn't know what kind of help I needed or even that I needed help. And then on top of all of that as well, I lacked a proper support system as I didn't have very many friends. We didn't talk much, and then my teachers didn't know what I needed. So it was constant struggles. This led me to me feeling very upset with myself. I wanted more than anything to do well with my studies because I love learning. When I learn something new, whether it's a fun fact about a historical event or even just something new about one of my friends' interests, I feel so happy and like I have achieved something. I just love to learn. Learning is my favorite. So I was quite upset with myself when I kept getting passable but not great marks back from my SACs, as I kept telling myself that the marks were all that determined who I am. I thought that because I got low marks that I was a bad person, and this thinking spiraled out of control to the point where I thought that I didn't deserve the good things that happened in my life, like birthdays and social events, even thinking that I didn't deserve to enjoy any downtime, like watching TV with my family or playing video games. So I was at a pretty low point, right? I'd climbed myself into a pit and desperately needed to help to get out of it. But I didn't think that I deserved help. I thought I was beyond helping, especially as I knew that I was autistic. At this point in my life, I didn't know all that much about autism. I hadn't explored it really. I thought at that time, I don't think this now, I thought that it meant that I was a defective human, that there were just things that I couldn't do. And I would have to feel ashamed of asking for help because other people can just do it by themselves. Those were genuine thoughts that I had. But then the best possible thing happened. 2 neurodivergent, amazing human beings came into my school in term 2. They were ICANN mentors, and I can honestly say that they changed my life. From the first session, I could tell that they really wanted to help me understand and prove to myself that I was not only worthy of help, but that help would change my situation and meaningfully make my life better. And that being autistic isn't a bad thing at all, it's just a fact. It's a way of describing the way that my brain physically works, and that it's different to neurotypical brains. It's not a bad thing at all. I'm still human. I am human, right? Yeah. I am human, worthy of love and respect, and I can ask for help when I need it, and that doesn't make me a bad person. So I thank you deeply, Chloe and Billy. I've thanked you many times, but I want to thank you publicly for changing my life for the better, so dramatically and so amazingly. This obviously goes to ICANN as well, but those were just the mentors that personally changed my life. I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciated those 8 weeks and what they still mean to me today. I think of them all the time when I'm struggling. I'm like, what would Chloe say to me right now? After those 8 weeks, I knew that I was worthy of help. Like, for me, it was really good to accept it. But then what's the next step? No one else knew that I needed that help. So I used my brand new self-advocacy skills. Mentees from my programs know how much I love self-advocacy skills. This is where it comes from. To tell my new teachers exactly what I needed to help me perform to the best of my ability. And look, this journey wasn't exactly perfect. They weren't always able to help me properly or very efficiently. And this process took time. And I mean, by like term 3 of year 12, the systems that were put in place actually were able to support me. I had to fight for my accommodations, unfortunately, both in the classroom and for exams, but I did get there, even if it took a little bit long. And so that's me in exams. A couple pictures of me crying, giving the thumbs up, grinning and bearing it. Anyway, this was my year 12. As you can see, I'm a lot happier. I'm a big fan of the mirror selfie, but oh wait, no, I wasn't supposed to show that yet. Wait, pretend I didn't show that. Not only I know this now. Not only this, I'm gonna start that again. Sorry. This wasn't in my speech 2 years ago because I was in the middle of my exams. But I know now that I did not only pass my exams, but I got about 10 more points than I needed to get into my dream university course with my first preference in the first round of offers. I am now studying full-time at Swinburne University, and I'm halfway through my bachelor's degree of media and communication. Not only have I seemingly succeeded academically, but I have been given space to enjoy my passions. I knit and crochet gifts for my new friends. I love crochet. I loved that last ICANN talk. Thank you so much. It's inspired me. I think I'm gonna make a little bean later. I knit and crochet gifts for my new friends. I play video games because I enjoy them and it's a good leisure activity. I'm back at dancing, I'm back at choir, and the thing that I love the most, I have continued doing theatre and have fallen completely back in love with it. I even have a podcast where I talk about musical theatre, the love of my life. But guess what? There's more. I now also work for ICANN as a mentor, getting to go around to so many schools, meeting so many wonderful neurodivergent young people. It has been so great to see how schools in Melbourne are changing their strategies and tactics for working with neurodivergent people, as even primary school was a rough time for me. I like to think that if I can help kids just like me understand themselves and how they deserve to be seen by the world even just a little bit more than they personally see themselves, like Chloe and Billy did, then I feel like I've done my job. I mean, there's more to my job, and that's also part of it, but that stuff is also so amazing and impactful. But my personal goal is to see the impact that I was impacted by, if that makes sense. So if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this talk, it is that everyone on this earth is worthy of love, respect, help, and that includes you. It's not just a rule for everyone else, it's for you too. You only have to ask, no, not ask, advocate for yourself, tell people that you need the help. Self-advocacy has helped me in my social, academic, and work life, and has helped me become a better, stronger, and more focused person. You deserve anything that makes you feel that you can participate in anything you want to do. I advocated for myself, and here I am. I live to tell the tale, and I get to work at a really good job, even though a couple years ago, I did not think that this would ever be possible. Thank you.